Greetings to you who are listening. This message is concerning holiness. Holiness is a command that Most High or Elohim have commanded us that we must be holy. To be holy is to be able to purify and sanctify oneself. It is important because we've been taught all our life that we have the Holy Spirit in Christian church and in religious denomination. But how can we have the Holy Spirit and we do not know basic principles and laws concerning holiness? As you are hearing, the Creator or the Elohim have commanded us to be holy. Leviticus chapter 20, verse 7. Elohim commanded that we are to sanctify ourselves and be holy. Yes, Elohim commanded that we sanctify ourselves and be holy. Why it is He wants us to be holy? Yes, because He is holy. So we are to be holy. We must be holy. And there is principles as relates to holiness. One thing I like about the laws of Elohim or Elohim's laws is that there's everything is put there for our purpose and to know ourselves and to know exactly what we are to do. As I said, yes, we are to be holy. To be holy is to sanctify oneself, as you heard earlier. Other aspects of holiness, to be holy, is cleanliness, cleansing oneself. Exodus chapter 19, book of Exodus chapter 19. You see in verse 10 to 15, you see Elohim explained to Moses that he is to sanctify the people. Elohim was about to appear before the children of Israel. He told them to sanctify the people. The people did go and wash their clothes, wash their garments. He also told them that a man is not to have sex with his wife. A man is not to have sex with his wife. So we are to wear clean garments. We are to wear clean garments when we appear before the Elohim, whether we are to, for within that account, Elohim, when he came before Israel, he needed for them to be clean. For Elohim does not dwell amongst the unclean. Elohim does not dwell amongst the unclean. So they needed to cleanse themselves, cleanse their garments, as I mentioned before. And you may ask, why is that? Why it is man is not to have sex with his wife? Well, as you can see in Leviticus, Elohim said that a man is not to come unto his wife. It's because within the law, when a man has sex with his wife, he becomes unclean. If an issue comes out a man's body, there may be sperm, he becomes unclean. He has to wash himself and he's going to remain unclean until the sun goes down. This is written in Leviticus chapter 15, verse 16 to 22. Anytime a man becomes unclean, he has to make sure. Anytime sperm comes out of a man's body, he has to cleanse himself. Yes, he cannot gather in ceremonies nor worship. He is going to be unclean. So as a woman, if sperm is upon her, she becomes unclean. She has to wash herself before the sundown. She is not to worship nor God in any ceremonies before that sun goes down. Same thing when she's on a monthly cycle. She must make sure and wash herself. 7 days is set apart for her. 7 days is set apart for her that she's able to cleanse herself and she's able to purify herself. After the 7 days is fulfilled, she becomes clean, where she can gather to worship and partake in ceremonies. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 15. Leviticus chapter 15, verse 19 to 33. Yes, when a woman becomes unclean while she's on a monthly cycle, she becomes unclean, and 7 days is set apart for her. After those 7 days is fulfilled, then she can gather ceremonially and also worship as well. Also, when you are in the sanctuary or your place of worship, you are not to walk there with your shoes on your feet. You see that in Exodus chapter 3, verse 1 to 5. With Moses, the messenger told Moses, take off your shoes, for the place is holy ground. Same thing in Joshua chapter 5. You see when Joshua appeared before the messenger told him, take off your shoes, for the place is holy ground. So we are commanded to be holy.